Hey y'all, it's me, your girl Crysty Luv. So I am here kicking back off the show with the Girl Power Hour. Bear with me, because it's been a second since I've been on Restream. Oh my goodness. And Restream, I guess it actually like connects to our YouTube. So after the show is done, I will be sharing it again on YouTube. So I'm going to send our guest a message so she knows I'm here. I want to make sure that I am doing everything correctly. Okay. But in the meantime, in between time, I am going to tell you a little bit about the show, what you can expect, what it's about. I'm really liking how now when I invite people to be on the show, to be a guest, to get into the network so we can do more cross promotion of each other's business, music, brands, activism, campaigns, books, all of that good stuff. So I am just reiterating and inviting you to connect accordingly. A lot of times, we're just moving too fast. We're overstimulated. We're here, we're there, we're talking to everyone. Everyone's always up on each other. I noticed this. But when it comes time to get that work done, like me today, when it comes time to sit down and get back to business, your destiny business, your brand business, your entrepreneurship business, help can be very slim. You know what I'm talking about? The audience isn't slim, the watchers and the talkers and uh, you know, when it's good for them, mindsets are not rare, but getting that dream team alliance and all that. Hey, Major coming, y'all Majors coming. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Hold up. Oh my God. Oh, let me add you to the stream. Bear with me, y'all. Y'all know this my first day off. Lord, y'all know how it is out here. Okay. How do I hear you? Oh, I think it's right here. Let me see.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
How you
Yes.
doing?
Hi. It's so good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I was gonna
It's
tell y'all about the show, but we just about to jump right into it, okay? Because I be thinking I'm about to pass out, but when I see y'all, this energy just comes up. So yes, I want to just tell y'all real quick. This is my first time meeting Miss Major, and you're live from Chicago, right?
I am. That's why I was a little confused because I'm an hour behind.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
six
I
o'clock
got
for
it.
me right now.
Wow. Okay, okay. I'm learning. I'm learning. Bear with me. So it's 6 o'clock there.
Hmm.
Real quick, I just want to tell y'all how I'm just starting back up the show for the summer. So Miss Major is the first guest for this new season. And I got a little creative. Like a lot of these things I think of way before I know how it's gonna come together. So it's been
Hmm.
in my mind like when we telling our stories, like you know how we always say, like what had happened was. So you might see some
Hmm.
of that on the advertisement. But I
Yeah.
just want to tell y'all real quick because you're meeting her for the first time with me. It's no like pre-questions or nothing. Sis, we just gonna flow with it. And we're not just gonna talk about the incident, but I want you to share what you doing, your brand. I saw you have a lot of creative things going on. So we all about that. But real quick, y'all. So I'm from DC. I'm from Southeast DC. Y'all know how y'all talk about the South Side. And when I seen this video, it just took me back. Like, even though I don't live there now, like I've been around a lot of places, it's always stuck with me when I come out that I have to protect myself. It's
Hmm.
crazy. Like when I seen this video, it just resonated with me being because I'm a girl. They be like, it's too late to go out. You shouldn't be doing this. But I just be out here. So when I saw this, I thought it was important to bring her on the show, and we're not going to stop here. We're going to keep talking about us as women, especially women of color, and what we have to go through. So first and foremost, tell us your name and where you from, and a little bit about
Okay.
yourself.
Okay. My name is Major of the Major Experience. As I said, I'm from Chicago, the West Side to be specific, but I stay around the downtown area, so I get a little busy where I'm at. I don't, as y'all may or may not have seen, I'm a photographer and an artist in the city of Chicago, and I'm working on a trade program right now, so I'm kind of dipping in a few different industries right now.
Yes, of course. So can you tell us, um, I want to start with a little bit about you first. So I always talk to people about when did they get started? You know, just tell us a little bit about your background growing up and
Okay.
how started. Because I think most of us that do this stuff, we kind of knew it early. So just
hmm
tell me about how you got into everything and how you knew this was your passion and just something you wanted to make a business as well.
Okay. First, I want to check. Can you see me? Because I'm having issues with my
No,
camera right
I
now.
can't see you right at this second.
You
I can
can't see
hear
me?
you, but I can't see you. Hold on, let me do this. Yeah, I could see you
Mm,
at first. Yeah.
I
Now
don't
I
know.
can see something. Hmm. Okay, let me try again.
I'm trying to flip the camera, but it's not
Oh yeah.
allowing me
Let me see.
to turn it around.
So on mine, it's like a camera.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. Okay, and then look,
Yeah,
you flip
there
it.
we go.
Oh
There we
yeah.
go.
Yes, there
I
we
had to
go.
turn it around. So,
Good, good.
to give a little bit of a background about me and my creative abilities, I would say
Mhm.
for me, I started music around 12. I'm 22 right now. But I started music around 12 and it started with poetry. I feel like everyone who's interested in music one way or another starts with poetry. I think that
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
a way to kind of express your feelings and then kind of go from there and figure out how it is you want to display those feelings. So poetry is kind of like the landmark for everybody. It's that little milestone that everybody takes when they get interested in music in one way. Um,
Yes.
I started doing talent shows. Then I started performing in front of my classrooms in sixth and seventh and eighth grade. And then when I got in high school, I performed, at events that we did or for assemblies and things of that
Mhm.
nature. I would say that's probably been one of the main constants in my life.
Mhm.
Music, something that
Yep.
even when I do find myself falling off from, it's still somewhere in the back of my mind, kind of doing this little thing, playing little tricks on my mind,
Mhm.
coming up with small little lyrics or beats or whatever the case may be. Um,
Mhm.
but that's my background in music. I would say for photography, I started when I was in college. So
Mhm.
roughly, I want to say maybe 2 to 3 years ago I started, and it really started with me wanting to record my own music videos in accordance
Mhm.
to music.
Right.
But at some point in time it kind of just shifted from music videos to doing YouTube videos to wanting to take
Mhm.
pictures of people. And I'm not really
Mm.
too I don't really remember the transition that I made into pictures, but
Mhm.
it was a smooth transition, definitely. And I would say
Right.
something that I've noticed is when I notice my enjoyment in taking pictures, it comes solely from the act of seeing the confidence that people have or lack and wanting to put it back into them through the art of photography. And it's just
Mhm.
something that genuinely brings joy to me outside of it bringing something offering something else to other people. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I've just recently started taking it a bit more seriously within this last
Mhm.
year. I've been trying to kind of hone in on my skills a little bit more. People tell me that I put too many eggs in too many different baskets, so I'm kind of trying to narrow my options a little bit more and focus on one thing at a time. And it just so happens to be photography right now.
Well, I appreciate that grand introduction. Yes, ma'am. So I just want to touch on a few things you said.
Okay.
Personally, I can identify with how you started. Like I went to the Apollo at 11. back then it was just like say no to drugs,
Mm-hmm.
just inspirational stuff. And it was I started exactly how you said, through poetry. You're just giving me inspiration, and I'm going to connect with you on some ideas to like reach back out to the youth and people of today to get like
Mm-hmm.
rap and hip hop more back to poetry, what it was meant
Mm-hmm.
to be. And just how you talk about the assemblies and the performing at school. I really want to, I'm kind of convicted with that opens so many doors for me, and I think it's lacking today. So I definitely would like to just talk more later about putting some talent shows on for the kids. Like that
Definitely.
kept that also kept me out of trouble. Like we
Definitely.
all grow up, we do wild stuff, but when you have a purpose young, when to be like, all right, I'm gonna see y'all later. I gotta go work on
Exactly.
my show. I have a
Exactly.
passion outside of getting myself in trouble. So I think it will work for the young people today to give them that experience. So I appreciate you sharing that. And
Definitely.
with your photography and videography, like when I looked on your page finally, because I think just sometimes online we just move so fast. So I'm just looking
Mm-hmm.
to zone in more to people that I'm bringing on and see what we can build together, instead of having this like algorithm mindset where we're speeding past. But when I took the time to
Mm-hmm.
look at, that's the first thing I noticed. I said, oh, she got that eye. Like these pictures are super dope, like even your backgrounds and stuff. So I just
Thanks.
want to encourage you to keep that photography and eye vision, that it's already turning into videography. But I like what you said about seeing like the power in people and wanting to capture that. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
you don't mind me asking, because you mentioned school, so some people might think, if you want to share your school, or more importantly, what did you decide to study in school?
At first I started with business. That's kind of like the
Mm,
transition I made from high school to college. But then I
mm-hmm.
realized how much math I had to do, and I said, "Baby, you could take it back." But I kind of transitioned from business to liberal arts, and that's what I got my associate's degree in last August. But it was something that I think is useful for a few different areas, as far as like doing psychology, because I that was one class I took when I changed my major, psychology, and I realized
Mm,
how interesting it was for me. So although it's not exactly what I want to do, having that skill set or that mindset of looking at people from a psychological aspect is something that I think is always a good skill to have. But I'm planning on going back in the fall of this year to actually do entrepreneurship or business, so that way I can actually get a little bit closer to the things I want to do in the real world.
amen. And I love how you're talking. And before we jump into this story, a few more things I noted. I like how, listen, y'all, she just dropped a gem about being creative, having multiple talents. Nevertheless, what's she doing? She's going back to school.
It's cool.
She's focusing on that business. A lot of us, and I just got to throw this in to inspire the creatives that are going to see this. Y'all, I know what it's like, trust me, but you got to get that bottom line done so we can win
Mm-hmm.
out here. Creativity is one
That's
part, but that
mm-hmm.
education and that business is
Mm-hmm.
trust me, I was told this some years ago, like, girl, only reason you ain't where you want to be, it ain't got nothing to do with talent. You got to start moving like a business. So that's what we're doing now. So I appreciate you sharing that. And there was
Especially
something else,
as young Black people.
especially as young black people. It's not even like a myth now or something to argue about, that a lot of cards are stacked against us. So we
Mm-hmm.
have got to buckle down and just tighten up with the things we're doing. So I really appreciate you sharing that. There was something else, but if it comes back, I will bring it up. But we're going to support you. And again, I want to work on a show for July, where even if it's live, but everyone comes on and like share something, a music, just something, getting back into the fun part. So stay
Yeah, I
tuned
like
for
that.
that. Yes,
Definitely.
ma'am. So can you tell us, I wanted to talk about your video that you shared with the attack and so forth on, I guess you can tell us a little bit about the metro where you are, because I thought it was here in
Mhm.
DC. We have a red
Mhm.
line too.
Oh,
And
really?
what one thing I just want to commend you for is when I saw how you kind of shared the information about it. how peaceful you were, and how you, mm, even though you could have, you had the right, in my opinion, to be negative, but you said something about um addiction, and how, oh, that, see, it brought me back to something else you shared when you talked about mental health and you talked about psychology. I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning as a creative and wanting to manage creatives, not just be an artist, how important the mental health factor is in this. So maybe after you tell your story and so forth, you can shine a little light on how you were able to keep that, just that upper perspective. But yes, ma'am, tell us about, I guess, that day and that incident from your words, and then we'll get into how you handle it and what you would like for us to do and to know.
Okay. I'll start from moments before. I'll say,
Okay.
me and the young lady that was in the video, my best friend,
Mm-hmm.
we were it's hard to explain what we were doing, but she was quizzing me on stuff that was like basic knowledge for someone who was in high school and actively paying attention. So questions like who's on a $20 bill, or questions like
Mm-hmm.
who was the last president, or the such and such president, or what are seven African countries, things like that, like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And we were kicking, and then she asked me this one question. She was, can you name the seven continents, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or, oh, what was it? It was whatever. Yep, it was the seven continents. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I got the question, I was going through them, and then it was a few of them that I got stumped on for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And after I got them, I had gone around the rail line, and I was asking people, "Do you know your seven continents? Do you know?" Because my legal name is Asia, so I love to show that
Oh,
off
wow.
as one of the you missing one, in this Asia. But um that was something that I was doing just clearly as a joke, like not making fun of anybody, just engaging with the community a little bit more,
Right.
quizzing the community.
Right.
So me and my friend, we get on the train. We're still laughing about it, and he comes onto the
Mm-hmm.
train not too long after we did, and almost immediately we noticed him. And
Mm-hmm.
you can tell when somebody doesn't keep up with themselves, and that's kind of the vibe
Mm-hmm.
that we were getting. And so we made a
Mm-hmm.
little chuckle, but we were still having a conversation amongst ourselves. But i
Mm-hmm.
immediately i immediately noticed his interaction with another passenger on the rail line, and
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to be buck with them, like, what
Mm.
you looking at, or what's
Mhm.
going on, like, why you in my face. And
Mhm.
honestly, I think it could have been something as simple as him grabbing their attention quickly, since he was the next person getting on the train. When someone gets on the train, your natural instinct is to look over and see, you know what I'm saying, making
Mhm.
sure they're not
Mhm.
posing some
Right.
sort of threat, at the very
Being
least.
aware.
Exactly,
Mhm.
being aware. So I would think in my mind, just as quickly as he bugged up with us, it was the same thing with the other passenger. And so he walked over to us, and he asked us what was funny, like something. And I told him,
Mm.
we're not talking to you. We're having a
Right.
conversation amongst ourselves, and what we're talking about has nothing to do with you. So
Right.
just, move along. And so we
Right.
started going back and forth for a second. And then he started, messing with my best friend at the time. And,
Mhm.
they were going back and forth doing their thing. But naturally, my instinct with my best friend, especially that specific friend, is always protection. Just because
Right.
we were friends for so long, or
Right.
we're friends for so long,
Right.
that she, even though she's older than me, my natural instinct,
Right.
because I'm the one that's naturally seen as the protector, is to protect, especially her, because
Right.
she's someone that I care so deeply for.
Right.
And naturally would have been my instinct, like, push off her, like, get off of her, you know what I'm saying, because he
Mhm.
was he was very
Mhm.
he was disturbingly close.
Right.
And but I kind of like sat back and kind of like let her handle
Mhm.
herself for a second, because he
Mhm.
wasn't he wasn't posing an immediate threat, so that wasn't something
Mhm.
that was on my mind to kind of, I was waiting for the moment when I knew that I needed to act.
Right.
Because I unfortunately I knew that after a few minutes, seconds going back and forth with him, I knew that this wasn't going to end peacefully. I could kind of, you
Mhm.
can sense when something's not going to
Mhm.
end right.
Mhm.
And it was then it started the interaction when the video started. You know, there's a the original first part where
Mm-hmm.
he was talking about my friend's shoes, and
Mm.
something something that she said. She was like, "Don't touch me."
Mm-hmm.
This, that, and the third. He was like, "I'm not gonna touch you. I'm gonna kill you."
I
All of that.
remember. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's when he walked over to me because I was saying from a
Mm-hmm.
distance, "You're too close." I'm letting him
Right.
know you're too close to us. And even throughout
Right.
saying that, as you could have seen in the video, I kept my composure. You're too close. You too
Mm-hmm.
close. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. You too motherfucking close. Y'all didn't do none of
Mm-hmm.
that. You too
Mm-hmm.
close. Back up,
Mm-hmm.
back away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's even when she
Mm-hmm.
was like, cause she knows how I can get. Like, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
force to be reckoned with when I'm pushed to those extents. But I'm not a violent
Right.
person. I'm a
Right.
teddy bear, to be quite honest with people. It doesn't. I feel like my looks can be deceiving just because I seem so much taller than the normal woman, or I'm a little bit more masculine than a normal woman. That automatically comes off as some form of a threat, or it comes
Right.
off as some intimidation tactic, just
Right.
naturally, not even. But I'm really a sweetheart. Like, I don't intend to pose a threat to people. I'm very friendly when it comes to strangers. I talk to people walking down the street. I wave hello in windows of businesses when I walk by. Like, I'm just a naturally friendly person.
Yeah.
So violence
Yeah.
is not my first instinct.
Yeah.
But when he walked up to me, I personally am. I don't like people standing over me, and that's
Yeah.
just something that I stay very weary about because it's a safety precaution. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes me
Most
uncomfortable to
definitely.
have someone standing
Over
above
or
me, or like
behind.
at a point
Mm-hmm.
where I'm not at eye level with you. I want to be able to look you in your face, and I have to, or look
Yeah.
down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, I
And
do.
so that's when, he was saying, my best friend was like, "Don't," and he was like, "Don't what? Because I'm gonna kill that bitch too." So
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
he gets back in my area, he gets back in my space, and that's when I stand up slowly. My
Mm-hmm.
glasses come off, so I pull them off, and it was at the moment where the camera turned. I believe he pushed me, and so that's when
Mm.
it flipped back around to me grabbing him. So that's why in a lot of comments that I would see, people would think that I made the initial move first, but ironically, that's when the camera was panned in a different direction.
Right. Right.
So that happened, and I grabbed him by his jackets, and
Mm-hmm.
I pulled him down because that's
Mm-hmm.
my first natural instinct, especially in a fight. When I do have to and put in those instances, is to get
Right.
the person that I'm fighting on the ground,
Yeah, and it's a
because
man.
it's a man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
by any means necessary, I need to do whatever I need to do to protect myself. I don't know this
Right.
man. I didn't know
Right.
what he had on him. I don't know the type of person that he is, but it's something going on. You know what I'm saying? That I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it
Mm-hmm.
was mental health or if it was drugs. But
Right.
according
Scary.
from what a few different people were telling me, was that this guy he's kind of known for fighting, or he's known for
Mm.
this. So they were kind of like, why, how is it that you got the one up on him? Like, he could have either been high, or
Mm-hmm.
you could have just bested him like that. But either
Mm-hmm.
way it goes, that's something that's tearing our community down too. Like, I've
Mm-hmm.
noticed so many instances, especially traveling between the blue and the red line. You notice it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people on drugs. It's a lot of people who do things that are
Mm-hmm.
abnormal because of that
Mm-hmm.
effect of drugs, or that effect of mental health. I think that
Mm-hmm.
especially in the Black community, it's not something that's directly stated upon, because it seems like it's something that's so different for us, something that may not be as relevant to us in some people's eyes, but it's very much
Mm-hmm.
equally as important. It's like when they say that Black people, they experience pain differently, or
Mm-hmm.
we experience
Mm-hmm.
less pain, or our pain tolerance
Mm-hmm.
is higher. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that, but just the equivalent to mental health. There's so
Right.
much, it's not taken as serious.
Right.
But that is how it happened. The end of the fight,
So hold on one
I
second.
was agitated.
1 second before you go to the end, because I want that's gonna be our second half real quick, right? But I just want to touch on a few things that you said. I love how you
Okay.
tell this whole story. Um, Sometimes I write down, but I go backwards. And like when you mentioned that I'm a happy person, I am sometimes looks can be deceiving,
Mhm.
especially with us, especially with so much media geared towards making us look a certain way. It's no
Mhm.
myth now, especially under
Mhm.
this administration. We don't have to say no names, but like we are now totally aware that it's designed like that. So
Mhm.
one thing I know about most of us as creatives, we are mostly happy and carefree. The only time we get different is like when attacked. And I watched this lady, I love her, Prophetess Miranda. She said something about how us as creative people, we had to be so in control of that switch, because she said, let me tell y'all something about them little creative. Y'all think them creative people just quiet? They can get just as creatively angry as they can to do creative good. So
Mhm.
them people you need to leave alone. And she was like, and y'all need to know how to, you know, not let people get under your skin. So I can
Mhm.
totally identify with that. And what I like is, I was going to ask you, but you did it automatically. You started with the before, because I always like say sometimes the day flows a certain way,
Mhm.
where you may come like to encounter something, but it's like what was going on before. So the fact that you speak about and I love how a lot of times when we're attacked, we see the comments when someone's like, oh, what had happened before? What was going on before? It's
Mhm.
foolish, but at the same time, well, let us tell you what was going on before. We were just quizzing each other's, walking around, enjoying our day, being the young geniuses that we are. And what
Mhm.
I now know that we're not just people walking around, we're spirits in a human body. So now
Okay.
I see how sometimes it's just the enemy in the spirit. It's just,
Mhm.
be it a drop of mental health or anything else on it. But the first thing is that y'all were having a great time, y'all were being bright, and you came across a different spirit that didn't like it. And I love how you talk about being aware, though we're doing what we're doing. And this is for everyone, not just ladies. Sometimes guys are victims. You be aware of your surroundings. You be aware of who coming. You be aware of who going when you on a train. It's sad, but this is the time we're in. You be
Mhm.
aware when you sitting, am I too close to the door? That's how I think. Somebody can get off and snatch my bag. Somebody might get off and knock me in the head real quick. So I
Mhm.
so I am aware. And you said, am I next? This is something that I find so like, oh, gives me PTSD when I'm out and someone is going crazy on someone else. Because something about today, y'all going too crazy, crashing out in public. If you don't have the self-control, you might turn around and crash out on me next. So I
Mhm.
definitely understand that. And this thing with the what's funny, when sometimes people, it's what I just said, it's a spiritual warfare. So it's just like, they're having a good time and I don't like it. So I'm gonna, try to
Mhm.
attack them. And I love how you also said you're a protector of people. I'm like that. You can do whatever you want to me, but the second you mess with somebody that I care about, like,
Mhm.
and that I know they not even trying to go there with you, it just it's
Mhm.
what you said. Some of us, I guess, we might not always look like it, but we're protectors in the spirit. So I appreciate you for that. And you mentioned that restraint. Y'all hear what she said? She didn't just jump in. She didn't just, what the fuck you? She didn't just go like that. I'm going to have restraints, because this is something that we need to get away from as a people.
Mhm.
We normalize fighting. I left high school because of it. I came home,
Mhm.
I said, I'm never going back. They like, what? Who you think you talking to? I said, I already got my GED. I'm telling y'all, I'm never going back again. We
Mhm.
normalize fighting. If
Fighting
you
too
put your
much.
if you put your hands on me, I'm thinking survival. I'm
Literally.
thinking you might
I'm
be
walking
trying to
out. One of
kill
us
me.
walking out of this alive, and it's gonna be me.
It's gonna be me. I don't want. We have bright futures. We're creators. I don't want to be
Mhm.
in jail. But like they say, you could still, at least you still alive. So
Exactly.
practicing that restraint and knowing what you have to do is definitely important. Just a few more, girl. You was my soul sister when you said that's the first thing for me. You're too close. Back
Too
up. I
close. Back
kid you
up.
not. I had to do this at work yesterday. I don't like to talk about my job online, but I had to say 6 feet. I had to
Please.
literally go like that because it was like an instinct. Like you way
Mm-hmm.
too close up. So I think it's women
Mm-hmm.
too, whether
Mm-hmm.
we're more tomboyish or whether we're the daintiest person on the metro.
Mm-hmm. We
Something
still
in some
women.
oh, we still women and people
Mm-hmm.
see us like I'm gonna come up on you. You don't have a right to my space.
Exactly.
So that is something that a lot of us deal with. And yeah, one other thing you said, and I'm gonna add one thing after that was, oh my God, I watched so many of these, the true crime and the Lifetime stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what is being familiar
Well,
constantly? This
mm,
repeat offender thing.
yeah.
This repeat offender. They raped 9 girls. They stabbed 10 people. They, when and we have to, women, especially as women that like to talk and we like to be online doing, y'all gotta start speaking up for the things that are affecting us.
Mm-hmm.
Like our cry as Black women isn't as serious as other people's. And people are allowed to offend us and hurt us in our community repeatedly, and nothing's being done about it. So those are the
Mm-hmm.
things we need y'all help with, brothers, mamas, uncles, just as a
Mm-hmm.
family unit, as a people, as a community. Let's stop um saying it's okay. Like, even we ain't gonna get on the negativity too much, but even whoever that was on the train that was a woman at that, but didn't have a problem until you all had to defend yourself. It's no
Mm-hmm.
such thing as a jump when you got mental illness. You understand? Because you know where I
Mm-hmm.
come from. You're lucky it wasn't 20 people up on you because you have no
Okay.
business bothering women. So I didn't
Okay.
like that. But y'all, we have to do better as a people. We
Mm-hmm.
have to my mom said she was riding the other day. They was jumping a little girl. She got out the car, but luckily another woman had already stopped it. Stop in our community making it okay for us to be physically attacked.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
just that. And Metro and Train, we gonna get on y'all soon because I think y'all have some responsibilities for our safety. You want your money when we get on. We want to know that we safe when we get up on there. So yes, thank you for listening and thank you for having such great things for me to share. And if you can tell us how everything ended. Uh-oh, I might gotta bring you back on. Oh yeah, so let us know how it ended.
Um, I mean, it really ended how the video stayed because it was a part two of it when they pulled him off the
Oh,
train. But he kept
mm-hmm.
trying to get back on the train. He kept trying to come back for some more, like he wanted some more.
Yeah,
And I mean, it wasn't. It's not really too much to how it ended.
yeah.
They pulled us
Put it
apart.
apart.
They pulled
Good.
us apart, and some of his friends. I will say some of his friends. I think they were all his friends. They were
Yeah.
like, "You tripping? That's a woman." Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they were trying to hold
Right.
him accountable in one way or another.
Right.
But I think it even got too far to us even to be fighting. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I think
Yes.
they should have addressed him sooner. Like, come on, let's don't even worry about them. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like something subtle, something slick, something
Yes.
smooth, anything really, anything would have done it. But they pulled him apart and they asked if I wanted to press charges, and although I should have, I didn't. And
Yeah.
I think that that's also something that's very common. Women don't want to. We don't want to go
Yeah. It's a
through feeling
process.
like a victim. Like I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of times we're victimized, even though we can be the victim. We don't want to feel victimized. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Although I
Yeah.
had the upper hand in the fight, it
Yeah.
still would have been a matter of what happened, what did you do, and
It's
that's
stressful.
not
It's
and it's
stressful.
always a what did you do, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
never you know, but
Yeah.
I will say something that you said that kind of that I really resonated with was when you were like, it's become too normalized to fight in our
Yeah.
community. And I
Yeah.
think that that's like ancestral, like our needs of
Yes.
survival, our needs to protect
Yes.
ourselves and actually be able to do that freely now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that
Yeah.
that also comes from that spout of unaddressed anger and pent up
Yes.
emotion. I think that that comes
Yes.
from not enough emotional regulation or emotional knowledge and, and intelligence, or that integrity to be able to become more aware of your emotions and kind of channel them a little bit better. Because I've had plenty of times where I didn't want to knock people head between the washer and the dryer, but I know how to
Yeah.
emotionally regulate myself, you know?
Amen.
And I think a lot
Yes.
of times, especially with the youth, you see
Yes.
it way too much, and they always want a viral moment out of it. They always
Mm.
recording it
That
instead of
part.
trying to pull it apart, or they try to get a
Yes.
little closer to see what's finna happen instead of pulling it apart, or they asking people
Yes.
what happened instead of going to get somebody who finna pull it apart. Like they want that action because
Yes.
in my
Yes.
head, I think people's lives are relatively boring. People who
Mm.
naturally start chaos, they
Yeah,
don't
you
have
right.
anything else to look for other than that chaos that they starting.
Yeah, because
That's
you be
that's
tired
personally
if you
how I
doing
believe.
something. You be too
Huh?
tired for all it. Because I was saying the other day, I was like, people got too much energy because they not doing nothing constructive. If you had a job and you
Exactly.
was in school and you was taking care of your family, baby,
You
you would be
wouldn't
too
want
tired for confrontation.
to. Okay. Okay.
Because when I be
I'm
coming home
telling
from
you.
work, I tell you, what you saying, you got to restrain at work. But when I'm out of work, I say, this is the worst time anybody could bother me because I'm so
Exactly.
exhausted. Look, I'm gonna have to make it real fast. So please just let's just keep it peaceful. But I
Exactly.
appreciate what you just said, sis, and you gave me an idea for this like when we get this thing, Lord help us, when we get this thing together for the young people, and we can I ain't gonna put it all, they be stealing. But these points you said about changing the mindset, changing the way it's been. Like our boss said something today, she was like, just because it's always been that way doesn't mean that that's how it's going to stay. So I
Okay.
love that. And I was going to ask you, what did you want from the people? But you kind of said it, like not making it more about the viral moment than
Hmm.
being a shero or a hero in that moment.
Exactly.
Pick your,
Because
but nobody's saying go out here acting crazy. But yeah, what you was about to say, go ahead. I'm sorry.
life is so much bigger than the internet. And although
Yes.
I'm a creative, I'm a digital creator, I advertise myself on the media. I realize and recognize that life is more than just what we do on the media. We live it in real life. We
Yeah.
live in times where you have to do for yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody not gonna hit a viral moment and just be at the hood. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people
Yeah.
expect nowadays because they see how
Yeah.
easy it is for some people. But I think
Yeah.
that that willpower and
Yeah.
perseverance to be able to get where those overnight success go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Excuse me, I got a
You
message.
good.
Let me put this on do not disturb.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's really more so about people wanting that viral moment, people wanting that attention, the attention that they're not getting where they feel they need
Mm.
to be getting. It's to validate some sort of need that they're lacking in themselves, or
Mm.
just simply, like I said, for that viral moment that. And even then, it all circles back to wanting attention. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just, I feel like people are so consumed in that they don't really have a lot of morals. They allow social media to
Yeah.
create their morals for them, or
Yeah.
they figure out what to think from social media, or they don't have their
Yeah.
own, excuse me, their own substantial ideas or own formulated ideas or beliefs that they
Yeah.
value. People don't have
Yeah.
values anymore. Definitely, there's not too much that people can say that they care about other than,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I want to meet a rich guy and let him take care of me, or
Very
I want a
superficial.
girl with a I want a supermodel who it's
Mm-hmm.
all, what's the word I'm thinking of, um
It, it's just
for I,
worldly, all about what you see, superficial, pretty
it's
much. Just
superficial, that it's surface level. Like
mm-hmm.
it's not about
Mm-hmm.
what type of person you are, because I done heard some people say some heinous things at their mouth, and every time
Listen,
I,
who you telling?
like, and it's just like that lets me know you are not the type of person I would be around outside of what we're doing together. You know what I'm saying? Like there's
What
no
I
way
do?
in any category of life that we would be friends, or I
Yeah.
wouldn't talk to you no more outside of this conversation, or this is the last time we'll be speaking. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. That long, this little, what we thought was like a little quiet nerd, lonely. It's, hey, it's the best thing to save your soul. So I'm just gonna piggyback off a few things, and I'm gonna let you close it out with your shout outs and telling all of us your links, where to follow you, where to support you, where to keep up with what you got going on. And I'm going to work on the editing, post everything, share the links so people who don't um who missed it today can go onto the YouTube and find it, and then at
Hmm.
least by next week I'm going to make the app where as though you can share it from the direct link too. I got to pay
Okay.
for it, so just bear with me. And I wanted to tell y'all, excuse my little pajama shirt, y'all. This is my first day off in 7 days. I tell you, I was
Oh,
just like, I'm about to just keep it natural and
okay.
real.
You
And
won't
I
owe
love
us
it. But
nothing, baby.
I appreciate you. And real quick, what you said is definitely some key points that I want to build on this summer, which is this thing about attention. Y'all, we have to talk about it. It's a demon. It's a devil spirit. Like if all you worried about, and I got, that's how I got to put it out there. If you more worried about being seen than what you're being seen for, but you worried about Epstein files and this and that, you on your road to do anything. So it's definitely about even myself, you heard me say you my first new show lately, because it's about it's about the purpose, y'all. Sometimes I want
Hmm.
to come on, and but I had to say, what am I doing? Am I just coming on to be seen, to be cute? Am I coming on because I got mad and then I'm gonna come on here and put that mad energy on other people? No, no, no. I got to use my voice right. So
Hmm.
today it's about me resonating with this story and knowing so many people do, and there's a purpose about it. So I appreciate you just brought up like some excellent points. And oh my goodness, we're gonna get on this more too, especially with the younger generation. Y'all, this quick mindset is really a trick. It's really a trick. You understand? Even if
Hmm.
you see somebody that came on here and they went viral, you have no idea how long they've been doing that. You have no idea how many things that they have tried. This quick set mindset is what's filling up the jails and the prisons and the
Hmm.
cemetery. Anything too quick, y'all, even y'all, and you talking to somebody who nickname used to be Speedy Gonzalez at work. But I learned, woo, they be, you know what them elders say, slow down, baby. Slow down, baby. So when you slow down, you get to look at all the sides of things. You get to hear things you didn't hear when it was too fast. You get to see things. So we're gonna talk more about that. And something else I want to encourage you about, something you said. I understand when you talked about how they say the focus on one things, but I made my
Hmm.
slogan. I got this from a man who told me he was the jack of all trades, master of self. So I changed mine to the Jill of all trades, master of self,
I like that.
because I know what it's like to be kind of spread thin, kind of be multi gifted. Some
Hmm.
people who are not do not understand it yet. The law is still the law to a certain degree. So, what someone had also advised me that is very successful is, unless they told me about 20 years ago, they said, sweetie, let me tell you something. Unless you have a team, you're gonna have to take it one by one. You're gonna have to build this, then you go invest in that. Then you go invest. It's different. They say it's different when you have people you can depend on to help you run all the things. But
Hmm.
definitely. So we're gonna take it step by step, and we're gonna stay positive, and we're gonna stay safe, and we're gonna keep
Hmm.
doing our just global justice and speak up and speak out about things. Because one thing I know, sometimes we don't feel like it. Sometimes we're just shut away and getting our little cocoon. But when we do, sis, we inspire other people and we encourage others that think they might be alone. So, yes, thank you for your story. Thank you for bearing with me. And
Of
the next one,
course.
we're going to do some creative stuff, but I want you to close it out and tell everybody how to follow along and support you, and any shout outs you want to give.
Okay, first I'm gonna shout out my granny. I know she
Hey,
ain't. I didn't tell her. I ain't tell her I was gonna be on this interview, so she don't know about
Granny.
it. But just for hypothetically, you know what I'm saying.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
I first want to thank y'all for having me. I know that this is part of this. Been everybody 45 minutes to an hour, so I do appreciate y'all taking the time to actually hear my story and hear me out. I want to first say that
Yes.
first. But if y'all want to find me, support me, my handles for all music platforms is at Major Purpose, so MAJORPURPOSE. And then you can find me on all other platforms, additional platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at the Major Experience. Um, those are just a few platforms that I'm working on building to kind of spread my voice a little bit the right way. I'm trying to kind of do a rebrand of
Mm-hmm.
like you said about not being seen, but what you're seen for. So I'm trying to kind of
Mm-hmm.
figure out what it is that I want to lock
Me
into a little
too.
bit more when it comes to talking about things. But
Yep.
yeah, that's where you can tap in with me if you ever want to work or if you need some work done. You can always hit me up, and you know where to find me.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you again, Major. And I'll be resharing everything with the links. You got any questions? Just DM me. And I've
Got it.
never been to Chicago, so soon I'm gonna start spreading my wings. We're gonna get this creative stuff going on. So thank
Yeah.
you. God bless you. And we appreciate you and have a good evening.
God bless you too. Have a great evening.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Oh, and